hello everyone. My name is Diego Alfonso and I'm your host with the Florida Aviation Network. We are broadcasting free and in the clear from the Aerospace Discovery in the Florida Air Museum at the Sun and Fun Complex in Lakeland, Florida. During its 43rd annual Sun and Fun Fly-In and Exposition. Today, our guest is Mike. His name is Michael Ziziunas, but most people know him as Mike Z. He is the Lakeland Aero Club president. Mike, pleasure to have you here.
Good to see you again, Diego.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. This is going to be real easy because we have so much in common. Because I'm a mechanic, I'm a pilot, so
yes, sir.
It's easy. From here on down, it's just the easiest thing in the world. What we would like to do now is I'd like you to tell our audience what is the Lakeland Aero Club.
Okay. The Lakeland Aero Club is the largest high school flying club in the world. We have over 100 members aged between 14 and 23, I think is our oldest member right now. We have a 12,500 square foot facility here on the Sun and Fun campus, walking distance from the Central Florida Aerospace Academy. And what we've done was we created the world that you and I grew up in, where you could go hang out at the airport.
Right.
So those kids can walk from CFA, walk down to the hangar, and never see that black fence. It's still there. We're on a regional airport. It's still there.
Correct.
We have our own grass runway, and they restore and maintain their own aircraft. We have 3 Cubs, a light sport airplane, a Cessna 150. We also operate a super decathlon, which we do upset and spin recovery training in. And we have 3 Taylorcraft projects that we are restoring. So it's a very busy club. This school year alone, we had over 45 freshmen and sophomores join the club. So we nearly doubled our membership in the first week of the school year. We've got kids that have never worked with tools before, now working on airplanes. So what we've got is kids coming after school, hanging out at the airport, working on their airplanes, going, flying, and there's nothing like it. And we fly off our own runway.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It gets better.
Oh, okay. I know you got something up the sleeve there, but I'm going to let you do it at your own pace. So
okay.
You let me know when you want to do that.
Okay, well, I know we don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
And I find that we see, when we start having successes, people want to get involved with that success. A week before the fly-in, Lightspeed headsets, they make wonderful headsets. They're debuting their new Zulu 3 headset here at Sun and Fun. A week ago, we got the first ones. They gave us 8. They are now our headset sponsor. So all of our airplanes are flying around with Lightspeed Zulu 3s. Those are fantastic headsets. And then an anonymous donor gave us a gift I can't believe. You're going to have to come and play with this. We have a Redbird FMX full motion flight simulator. We sent a team of teenagers out to Austin, Texas, where they learned how to assemble this thing. They disassembled it, packed it up, and shipped it back here to Florida. And then they assembled a team of more teenagers, and they carried this thing in. The thing weighs hundreds of pounds. Yeah. They assembled it, got it all working. They're in there flying it right now.
Oh my God.
So that was a wonderful addition. Our mission at the club is for time building.
Right.
The James C. Ray Scholarship pays for them to learn to fly. But now you're 17 years old and you have a private pilot's license. Now what? Yeah. Now what? You don't have a job, you're still living with mom and dad. So they can come to the club, they can work on their airplanes, they can go flying after school, and now we have this wonderful flight simulator. They can start working on instrument training and going further. Right. So it was a great addition to our club. Oh my God,
that is a terrific news. And I know you are tickle pink right now.
Yes, yes, they're in their plane. They've been flying it. We have security cameras all through in the clubhouse. And last night I was looking at the middle of the night. They're flying this thing and you see it doing its
And
thing.
that's a great simulator.
It's a great
I mean, that's
simulator.
not like a Mickey Mouse simulator.
No, no, that's
a real. I mean, this is good stuff.
This is good stuff. It's a great company. They built a wonderful product, and we're just grateful that somebody saw that we could really use one. They came forward and they donated to us and made this thing happen. And our kids went out and got the opportunity. In fact, the two that went out to Austin, they're only 15, and the guy at Redbird says, "Hey, when you're a little bit older, maybe we're going to give you a job out here." So,
see, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Now I know I have a note here that says going forward. And
Okay.
I know that's got to be something good too.
yes. Well, our fleet's grown, our member base has grown. You know, we've already flown, the kids have flown themselves to Oshkosh.
Yes.
Now 4 years in a row.
Yes.
And
And,
for
and
those-
I like, I don't want to cut you off, but I want you to explain to our audience exactly how that takes place. Because that was, to me, when I heard it the first time, it was the most interesting thing that I've ever heard in aviation. I kid you not.
Most people thought I was crazy, and it wasn't even my idea. Back before I was president of Aero Club and I had my flight school, some of the kids that I taught to fly said, "Hey, wouldn't it be great if we took your airplanes and flew to Oshkosh?" And I said, "You know, that's actually not a bad idea." So the very first year, that's what we did. I gave them the keys to my planes. I took my little tailorcraft, and we had 4 airplanes, 6 teenagers. We paired a private pilot with somebody who had soloed, and we went barnstorming across America.
Wow.
And it's become an annual thing. Every year we take between 6 and 8, 10, depending on who's available and ready to go.
Right.
We put them in an airplane. They fly themselves. That's the difference in our program. They're flying themselves. Twice I've given dual cross-country instruction to a student across the country.
Right.
So a lot of really good line experience. Some of these kids have flown themselves to Oshkosh now several times, and they're not even 20 years old yet.
Oh my God.
So to date, we have allowed about 20 teenagers to fly across the country from Lakeland to Oshkosh in an antique airplane, fly themselves, land at Oshkosh,
Right.
okay, land on the dot. They always grease it. We have
Yeah.
video to prove it. And so, yeah, we're doing that again. We're also been working with the folks at Triple Tree Aerodrome
Okay.
in Woodruff, South Carolina. They throw a fly-in September that must be what Sun and Fun was like 30 years ago.
Okay.
It's a small fly-in with very friendly people and a beautiful, he has a 7,000-foot long, 400-foot wide grass runway. And it's golf course grass. I mean, I've never landed on anything so smooth in my life. And so we go up and do with them. Well, they're getting a youth aviation program going there. And so we're helping them get that started. So we're going to go up in June and do a little glider encampment and try to have some of our guys go up and help the young people that they're attracting to see that, hey, this is a real thing. It's not just a bunch of us gray-haired guys trying to get them into aviation, that these kids are actually getting in there, flying the airplanes, flying themselves places. And that's very contagious. And
Exactly.
we're hoping that we can help them get that program growing.
Right. Now, I always tell this to every interviewee, is that, and because the audience really like to know who you are and where you come from and all that, and that establishes credibility too. So I'm going to give you a final chance to tell the audience anything else that you want about the Lakeland Aero Club, and then I'm going to ask you some personal questions.
Go for it. Let's go.
Okay. And I'm not going to put you on the spot or
Okay.
anything like that. I mean, I just want to tell our audience what was the first thought about becoming a pilot and doing this thing?
My Aunt Betty, my mother's sister, learned to fly in 1947 when she was 19 years old. And not because she was a part of the war effort. There was a very cute flight instructor who she ended up marrying, and he became my uncle. And anyway, as a kid, they had a family and my cousins, and so she wasn't flying anymore. And she and I built a stick and tissue Piper Cub together. And so she got me really interested in flying. I started learning to fly when I was in high school. And I was that kid that didn't have any money, and I was washing perfectly clean airplanes at the airport and mowing grass and polishing the bottom of a Swift, and I mean everything I could do to pay the $22 an hour dual it cost me to go flying in those days. And so it's kind of, I feel great to be in a position to be able to give that back. Well, we ended up, when we restored the first Cub, I said, hey, do you guys mind if we name it Betty, you know, after my aunt? And they said, no, we're going to name it Aunt Betty. So it's named Aunt Betty. And then I was scrolling through the FAA database and discovered that my Aunt Betty's plane's N number was available. So we bought it, and it's on the plane now. So
oh my God.
That's how it got
What
started.
an honor, huh?
Yeah.
That's terrific. That is terrific. Okay, for now you're a private pilot. What happens after that?
Well, the first young man I taught to fly in this program is flying a Delta CRJ 900 in here. His name is Philip Harrington. He's the first person I taught to fly in this program. He is 23 years old on a restricted ATP. Just needs another birthday to make it over the top.
Oh my God.
So he'll be flying in at 11 o'clock tomorrow. They're going to do a water cannon salute. He's making his fingers at you.
Oh.
So
I'm like,
so he's the first. He is what we like to call the tip of the spear, the beginning of the people who are coming through this program. For years, you guys have been following what's been going on between Sun and Fun, the James C. Ray thing, CFA, and Lakeland Aero Club. Tomorrow, you're going to see the beginning of the rewards, where these people are going out into the community, getting jobs, real jobs.
right.
Okay.
Right.
And you know what the best news is? He is not in debt. He is not paying off student debt.
That's the best part,
Right.
because it gives them that freedom. You know, after you go out there, now you have more freedom to choose different jobs, not necessarily because of the money, but because of the possibilities of advance. Maybe it pays a little less, but since you don't have that much of an obligation, you can go that other route. Whereas before, you had to go this route forcibly. Okay. Now, I'm glad that you mentioned to me, because our director was kind of telling me that, you know, you need to cut it short. And it's amazing because, you know, time goes so fast when we're having a good time. Yeah. And you can tell how involved I was that I was not even paying attention. And they don't like that. They don't like that at all. So
he was getting ready to put one of those fingers down.
I know.
Guess which one?
And I'll tell you, I really enjoy it. Every time we do this, I get a kick out of it. I love your stories. And I'm pretty sure we're going to do it again next year.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And be safe.
Okay.
All right. And to our audience out there in television land and cyberspace, this is Diego Alfonso signing off with the Florida Aviation Network.